14 different sharks in here very, very shortly. But before we do that, I will take a little bit of time and tell you a little bit about each of these different sharks, and so you can better understand what's happening and enjoy it that much more. So first of all, we'll make this very fun and very simple. We have a lot of different sharks sitting here on the bottom. Who wants to tell me what kind of sharks those are? What kind? You have your hand up first.
Птички всякие. Сейчас я позову его, посмотрю.
A nurse shark, that's exactly right. Those ones lying on the bottom are nurse sharks. They can get up to about 3.5–4 meters. So very, very long. They can get to about 330 pounds. So very, very heavy. And as you can see, they are able to just lie there on the bottom. Now these sharks are nocturnal in the wild, which means they are more active at night. So during the day in the wild, you will see them looking just like this. There will be piles of about 50 of them actually lying on the bottom, lying on top of each other. So very, very neat. Now everyone's always like, no, I always heard that sharks have to keep swimming in order to breathe. Who's heard that before? Lots of people, that's right. Yeah, definitely, and that's very, very true for many, many different kinds of sharks. However, these guys have a very special adaptation that helps them to just sit there on the bottom. What that adaptation is called a spiracle, and it's very hard to see, but it's a little hole right behind their eyes. You can see it if you take a nice close look. What that hole does is pump water right through their gills, and it allows them to breathe without actually having to move. So very, very neat, very good for them. So as you can see, they are lying on the bottom. I said they are nocturnal, which means they come out at night to hunt. These guys will eat your basic crustaceans, the sea urchins that you might have seen in the touch pools over there. That's going to be good for them. Now the way that they do that is with that long shovel nose and those barbels right at the front. They look like kind of whiskers kind of thing. Well, they're very useful. They can find all that prey, and they detect electrical energy or muscle contractions. So that's how they find it. Now how they get it out of those rocky places that the sea urchins are hiding in is with a very, very powerful throat. They are actually able to suck up their prey at about 12 to 15 times your normal vacuum at home. So very, very powerful. In fact, it's so powerful you might be able to hear it as they are sucking up their fish a little bit later. So very strong. Very good for them. That is a nurse shark. Very, very simple. What other kind of sharks do we have in here? Yes?
Black tip reef shark.
Didn't even cheat and look at the cues. Good job. Yes, we do have a black tip reef sharks in here. We have 4 of them. One right here swimming by right on cue. These are your torpedo-shaped sharks, and as you can see, they do have those black fins on them, the black tips. Hence why they are named black tips. They only get to about 30–35 pounds, and as you can see, only about 1.5 meters. So, not too big, not too long. They are a smaller species, but they do use their speed to hunt and they ambush their prey. How they do this is with their vision. However, they do not have color vision like us. This is for a particular reason. Do we have any scuba divers in here? Anyone gone scuba diving? Someone's got to have. No? This kid has. You have? What happens when you get deeper in the water? To the color, what happens?
Colors change.
Colors change. That's right. They fade. Exactly. So as you get deeper, your reds go, your yellows go, your blues go. The blues are last. So color is not that important to fish. It really isn't. They don't need it. So what they have instead is an enhanced sensitivity to movement. So for the black tips, that's great. They can see something moving out of the corner of their eye, and they can go right after it. They're also one of the few sharks that are pack hunters. Has anyone here heard of shark fin soup?
Yeah.
Yeah, a few people probably. Yeah, our black tips there, they are the main ingredient, unfortunately. So not very, very good. What happens, it's a popular dish in Asia if you haven't heard of it. Basically, people go, they hunt, catch a shark, cut off the fins, throw the shark back. Shark dies, obviously. Very, very unfortunate. So if you ever get a chance to eat any shark fin soup, preferably try not to, try to avoid it, because it is hurting our shark populations. As a tip, it is high in mercury, so might not want to eat it. Now, so that is our black tip reef sharks. What else do we have in this tank? What other kind of sharks? Yeah?
Banded cat shark.
Banded cat shark, that's right. Now, I actually lied to you. The Lola is not in here. So if you have been looking for her, you will not have found her. So don't feel too bad. We have moved our abandoned cat shark upstairs, right by the Tim Hortons and the Ice Palace there. Yeah, sorry, there's a whole bunch of tanks up there. That's where she is living now. Not much to point out about her since she's not here, but she looks a lot like the nurse shark. Same idea, has those spiracles, has those barbells. Only differences are they have some bands on them when they're juveniles, and when they grow up, those bands fade. Also, one very neat thing about them is in the wild, they tend to eat up on the beach. With the tide goes up, and then the tide goes out, and sometimes they get stuck on that beach in a tide pool. Nice thing for them though, they can actually stay out of water for up to 12 hours. So very, very neat, very useful for them. Okay, that is our 3 different types of sharks, 2 of them in here. So now it is time for what you've all been waiting for. One of our other animal care staff is upstairs, and they will be throwing in about 19 pounds of fish for them to eat on, and you will see a genuine feeding frenzy. There it is.
Да, жрать дают.
Now the first things that you're going to see falling down here are little bits of scallops, some krill, lots of krill, little chopped up pieces of capelin as well. These are just basically for the smaller fish so they can get something to eat as well. The sharks know what's coming. Now, next what you're going to see coming down here are the bigger pieces of fish. You are going to see some capelin, there is some smelt in there, as well as some herring, and perhaps a few squid as well.
Squid. At most I see those little fish.
If anyone happened to be at our 1 o'clock sea turtle presentation, you will have seen, you will have heard that a adult sea turtle is actually a vegetarian. As you can see, they don't know this. They are more than happy to soak up some protein-rich fish when it falls from the sky.
Oh wow, look at the kids. Big fish eat little fish.
Alright, looking at this, you may get the impression that sharks are a dangerous species, and I'm sure you have heard that before. In fact, there are over 400 different species of fish, or of shark, and only about 10 of them are actually considered dangerous. So, there are 3 that are considered the most dangerous. What did you say? What was that? Great white shark is definitely one of the top 3.
Hammerhead shark?
Hammerhead shark is actually, it is one of the dangerous sharks, but not one of the top 3. Tiger shark, yes, very, very right. Bull shark. Wow, that was amazing. You guys are great. Yeah, bull shark is also one of them. Mainly the bull shark because it can travel between fresh and salt water. I'll tell you what, I might answer your question. So if you just hold on to that question, keep it right here, and come back and ask me, okay? Okay. And speaking of questions, some of the questions you're probably thinking of, and we get asked quite a bit, is why don't those big hungry sharks eat all the other fish in the tank? Yes, everyone always is wondering that. Very, very simple answer. There's two reasons. Number 1, we feed them absolutely every single day. So they know it's coming. And I mean, who wants to go chasing around a fish in a tank when it just falls from the sky? Much, much easier. The other reason our sharks are known kind of as police of the ocean, they tend to go more often after the injured shark, or injured fish. So, going after these healthy ones, not quite as fun for them. So that's one of the other reasons.
На рука устала, наверное.